It is day one, well, arrival day in Bangkok. I won't even say day one because, well, no, actually it is no, the time's wrong. It's not 9:27 a.m. actually. It is sometime, not 9:28 a.m. And I am here in my hotel, first day, 24 hours of travel. That was an exhausting travel day. I mean, I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be here for sure. I just am like, wow, that was a lot. So, and it was kind of a wild ride too, but there was so much goodness in it that it's hard to complain. It's Monday? Time is messing with me because I left on the 14th and now it's the 17th. Ugh, weird. But I've only been traveling for 24 hours, but it's 24 hours ahead. Really weird. What happened? This was a really chaotic travel day, or 24 plus hours, because some of it is kind of me. I kind of push things to the last minute or like to the final moment, and so it's this feels so long ago, and it started on day one. But you know what, I've got to say, I'm pretty sure my mom jinxed it because she started like giving me this speech about like, oh, you may have had luck in the past, but it's not necessarily always going to be that way. So I just feel like you jinxed it. I arrived for my international flight an hour before leaving, an hour before it took off. And usually I think the standard is 2 to 3 hours, 3 hours maybe being the most standard. I showed up an hour before, and honestly, like, it was fine. Like, for me, like, I know my airport relatively well, and it was also late at night. It was almost 11 o'clock at night, so it wasn't a peak time. It's not a peak time of year, and so I was like, it's fine. Like, all I'm doing is going through security. I already have my boarding passes, whatever. But here is where I got tripped up. So I forgot to take my bag out of my backpack. I'm here in Thailand. I don't think I mentioned that. I'm in Thailand right now. So I really tried to be as minimal as possible, but I will say I think it's because the clothes are bulky that I needed a bigger suitcase. I have a medium suitcase and then I have a backpack, but I will say the backpack really doesn't have much except for like immediate essentials. Like, I've got like Tums, I've got like hand wipes, my neck pillow, chargers. Like, that's like very like nothing. Like, it's basically not a bag, if you know what I mean. The other suitcase is where I have everything. Back to the main point, I did have my computer in my backpack because I had this idea where I was like, maybe I'll just be like misproductive on the plane on this 15-hour flight. That did not happen. I was trying to catch sleep, trying to not be in pain. I left my computer in my bag and I put it through TSA. What happens when you leave electronics in your bag and you go through TSA? It beeps. It flags you. Your bag is going down, and then it goes, and then it's taken to the back because something's flagged. So I went down. The guy was like, "Is this your bag?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I left my computer in it. Sorry." And he's like, "It's fine. I'll just send it back up and around." He sent it all the way back up and around, like all the way from the beginning, which I'm pretty sure. I'm like, can't you just put it through the halfway point? Maybe you can't. I don't know, but whatever. So he went all the way back to the beginning, all the way back down. So I was waiting for my bag. At that point, I was like not running late. I was actually doing just fine. Like, I probably still had like 30 minutes perhaps, but I was just like ready to leave the TSA. I don't like having my shoes off. It's just like very like a lot of people. I'm just like, okay, like I just let me get my stuff and go. And so my bag came back down and I was like shimmying through. I'm like, excuse me, there's my bag. Got my bag. I'm like, whoop, whoop. I literally have a text message. Maybe I'll put it in this video. I have a text message where I'm texting my mom and I'm like, I am done. Like, I'm done with security, like going through, like kind of just a little bit of like cocky, like, yeah, like I know how this goes. Like, it's made it to my flight literally less like an hour before leaving. Get in my seat. I'm in the middle seat, so I'm like, ugh, like having to have people move over. The guy I was sitting next to was really nice. Wipe down my seat, put my backpack under the seat. I put my backpack under the seat. and the zipper is all the way open. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my computer's not in my bag. My computer is at TSA. But at this point, I am freaking out because I'm like, oh my gosh, is it still at TSA? Is it at TSA still? So I am running through at this point as respectfully as possible, like, excuse me, I need to get through. Like, it's, in those lanes when you're boarding the plane, it's super cramped. I'm like, I need to get through. So sorry, like, please move. Okay, my flash turned off because my phone has 1%, so it's just about to die. So I have the perfect excuse to look at myself while talking and just finish this story. So I was terrified at this point because I was just praying that my computer was actually at TSA. Just a computer alone in a box at LAX, or not a box, like a tub in TSA at LAX. I mean, realistically, anyone could have just been like, oh, there's my computer. Though I was rushing through, I was speaking to the attendants. I'm like, I left my computer at TSA. I need to go and see if I have it. They were just very like, the gate's gonna close. Like, just not that I would want someone to be just as frantic as me, but like, I would want to feel like, somebody actually cared about the fact that the flight that's going 15 hours to another country is about to leave right now. There's no more flights for the rest of the day. It's 11 o'clock at night. I have my bag already checked. So my bag, if I did not get on the plane, my bag would be getting somewhere that I'm not. Would I have that bag? So yeah, it was just like, when I was telling them, they were just kind of like, understandably, I mean, they deal with this every single day, so I'm just another person to them. But I guess in the moment, it doesn't feel great to just feel like another person. So I'm like freaking out, and I'm like, I need to go and get it. And they're like, are you okay with not being on this flight? And I'm like, I need my computer. Like, I'm not even going to answer that and say, yes, I'm okay with not being on the flight, because no, I'm not okay with not being on the flight, but I'm not okay with boarding this flight knowing my computer is at TSA. My fault, for sure, but I'm not going to be like, yeah, it's fine if I don't get on the flight. Like, no, it's 11 o'clock at night. I mean, if it were the daytime, like, I know there was an 11 a.m., so if I was on the 11 a.m., maybe I could have taken the 2 p.m., or I could have taken, like, there were more options. But I'm like, this is the middle of the night. I've already been dropped off. Like, it's the middle of the night. It's about to be the next day. No, I'm not okay with not being on the flight, but I'm not okay with not having my computer, so I need to go back and get my computer. Now, again, this little spicy attitude that I'm having, not directed towards them, because I get it. Like, it's not their problem. It's not their fault. But in my head, I'm like, no, I'm not okay with not being on this flight. But to them, I'm like, I need my computer. And so I'm like sweating, I'm freaking out, and they're like, okay, we're gonna have to like take you off this flight. And I'm like, and it was just getting tedious where I'm like, okay, like, I don't even have time. I'm actually trying to make the flight still. Like, I'm trying to get back to this plane in time. So I don't really want to go through all the motions of scanning myself off the plane and whatever. And they're like, we have to do it. I get it, you have to do it. So, okay, here's my ticket. They check me off. I'm just feeling super frantic. I run, charge. Let me just tell you, the way that I was running through this airport, I was like Bolt. Like, I was like Dash from The Incredibles. Like, also so lucky. So lucky. My gate was the closest that you could be to TSA. So you have the TSA, you go up the stairs, and then you go down and you walk for a little bit, but like the gate's back here and you can see it, it's visible. I was so lucky if I had any gate that was any further, I would not have made it. I would not have made that flight. I'm like, this is God. This is the universe. This is whatever you believe in. It was something, because my gate, if I was anywhere else in this airport, in this international airport, I would not have made the flight. I dashed down, and mind you, it was still a run. I mean, you've got the gate, and then you've got the food court, and then you've got like empty space, and then you've got the turn, and then you've got the steep steps. And so I'm running down. I don't see any computers in bins, and I'm like running to the TSA, and I'm like, excuse me, I left my computer here. Do you know if anyone turned in a computer? Is the computer over here? Like, blah, 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 blah. And then, again, they're just, like, I'm another person. So they're like, I think we might have heard about a MacBook. And I'm like, that's my MacBook. I'm like, I have a flight that's literally about to shut the doors within the next 3 to 5 minutes. I need my computer. They're like, oh, go to the supervisor desk. I go to the supervisor desk, no one there. Crickets, owls, like you could hear like a pin drop. There was no one there. So I'm like, respectfully, of course, all the way, like shouting to the attendant, I'm like, excuse me, there's no one at the desk. Is there someone that you can call? I have a flight that's literally about to shut the gate on me. They told me to expect to not be on the plane, but I don't want to not be on that plane. So I really need someone to come. So they're like, okay, and they call someone. And then the guy was like, the supervisor started strolling over and he's like, what are you looking for? And I'm like, I left a MacBook. And then I see a MacBook on there, but it looks kind of dirty. And I don't know, maybe it's delusion. I'm like, I don't think that's my MacBook. Why does that MacBook look like that? It was my MacBook. I'm like, what happened to my MacBook? It looked like it had like finger stains on it. Like if you ate a bag of chips and then like you like touched it. I was like, what is that? That's so in my head, I'm like, I don't even think that's mine. But why is there just a MacBook sitting on the desk? And so I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure that's my MacBook. And then he was like, what is the name? And I told him the name. And he was like, okay, can you put in the password? I'm like, I have a flight that's about to leave. Like, they're about to close the door. When they close the door, they don't open it back up. Like, I just told you the name. How would I know the name of a MacBook? I guess in theory, maybe I could have, like, opened it up and, like, looked at it. But I feel like your TSA, like, you wouldn't let me do that. But, like, maybe I was really sneaky. So, okay, like, I type in my password, my stuff comes up. It was super quick. He's like, thanks. And like, as he said thanks, like my computer was shut and I was running and I was like, thank you, but I gotta go. And so I'm running back up the stairs, running. And as I'm thinking about how much I had to run, I'm also remembering how far it actually was. Like, it is still far. Like, you've got a whole, like, it's like, TSA is back there. My gate is over here. Thank God, thank the universe that it was the closest one, but it was still a far run. So I'm running, I'm sweating. Mind you, I got a silk press. It was silked and pressed. And now this in conjunction with the fact that, combination with the fact that it's also humid and whatever, I brought my straightener and I'm like really trying to not have to wash my hair during this trip, but we'll see. Anyways, I'm running, sweating. I got to the point of running so fast, I was feeling ill. I was like, my stomach was knotted. I was feeling dizzy. I was feeling sick and uneasy to the point where I'm like, if I keep running like this, I'm genuinely going to be severely unwell because I am running at like the most abnormal pace. Like I've never like sustained this abnormal pace ever. And so it's like when you're trying, it's like, you know, say you're trying to like lift a weight like that you've never lifted, like the heaviest weight, and you're trying to lift it and it's like your body has never done it before, but you're like, I'm gonna keep doing it. That's what it felt like on my body and my insides. I was running so fast, my body was like, girl, if you keep going at this pace for much longer, and by much longer I mean a minute or 2 minutes, you're done. Like, you are not gonna be happy with the result. And so I get there, I'm dripping. The guy is like kind of squinting, like, is that her? Does she make it? And then these people are so nonchalant, or is that the right word? I'm a little spacey because I'm tired right now. I'll just say like super chill. They're just like standing there like, oh, we did not think you were gonna make it. I'm like, okay, can you scan me in, please? You were the one that's telling me the gate's about to close. And they're all just like, wow. Like, basically, like, you know, without them actually saying it, like, girl, I did not think you were gonna make that. What are you doing? Like, oh my God, scan me in. You said the gate was gonna close. And so they're all like, yeah, they're all just like literally standing like, we did not think you were gonna make it. They're like, good job. Like, you ran fast. Like, none of them had faith in me. None. Like, they all fully expected me to miss the flight. So they scanned me in and I'm like, thank you very much. And they're like, you're gonna have a nice nap on that plane. Now, I had an okay nap on the plane, but honestly, I think I needed to do like 20 more of those crazy runs to have a nice nap on that plane. And then my back was hurting, but that's another story. I think I'm gonna cap it at this for right now. But yeah, that was the start of the trip. And why did that happen? Because because I waited to the last minute to get to the airport. Because is it possible that I could have gotten there early, had time, and not realized until the very end still that I didn't have my computer? Yes, it's still possible, but I feel like if I had time, maybe I would be less discombobulated, like, you know, and like having so many thoughts going on at once, like, oh my gosh, I'm like already, like, I'm nervous to be on this, like, going international flight. I've never been to this location before. I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like that, like all these like thoughts happening. It's possible that if I had showed up early, I would have noticed sooner and I wouldn't have had to do the mad dash. I mean, that wasn't even a mad dash, that was a manic dash, like abnormal. Like, I'm pretty sure I had to have like teleported or hallucinated some of it. I'm like, I don't know how I did that. Like, I had some supernatural stuff come into me physically. Like, how did I run? Because mind you, I was one of the closest gates, but that was not close. It was not close to TSA. How did I make that? Out of body. Like, so much of this, I don't even know how I did it. Like, I don't know. Has this happened to any of you? Because I need some like validation that I'm not sounding insane. But I know it's so true. Also, this mask, I see the shine. Ugh, because my skin is prone to breaking out during the trip. During trips, just being in different areas, weather conditions, but I can literally see the hydration happening. So yeah, see you in the morning.